We are live and recording.
Okay. All right. So this is this recording is going to be just an overview of how to set up a dead simple Rachel module using some very simple HTML.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay, Jacqueline?
Yes. Yes,
Great.
I can hear you very well, yes.
Okay. And did you get the zip file?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And since you've already figured out most of it, this may be really way more basic than you need, but let's just go through it anyway. And I was telling Nicole that I would be willing to have additional sessions to look at some more sophisticated things to do. And Jacqueline, in August, when I am in Dar es Salaam, maybe we could do a couple sessions then.
Okay.
So, okay. Now what I'm going to try to do here is I want to show my entire screen and share, see how that goes.
Okay.
See, okay. Okay, now, if I am presenting to everyone now, can you see?
Yes, yes, I can see.
Can you see the document that's come up on screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. I'm gonna throw a couple of other documents up, just so that I have them. Okay. So I have a PDF going through. This is what we're going to do today. And again, it's really simple, and I'm just going to walk through the steps and then have you do them. And if you find you already know how to do this, we'll just keep going. All right?
Okay.
Okay. So what we're going to do first is look at this really simple, really probably the simplest possible Rachel module that Jeremy put together.
Hey, John, I just want to make sure you know, Frank is here, and Frank doesn't know how to do this either, so he'll be learning along with Jacqueline too.
Sorry, Frank, I didn't mean to.
You don't want to exclude him. You know, he came a long way to participate.
I just happen to be in the neighborhood.
I'll make the same offer to you. We could share and look at how to do things in other sessions, how to do other things.
Right.
So one of the things, if people say, but wait, can't we do it this way? And I'm going to say, of course, but we're not going to talk about it today. We're just looking at the real dead simple basic issues of HTML with a module. And I'm hoping Steve jumps in and with insights and corrections and so forth. So
okay.
Right now I'm displaying the PDF of the instructions. Don't worry, there's no test or anything at the end of it. But basically what we're going to do in this session is look at how to edit a simple index.html file. And the index.html file is what is by default started up when you click on a link. So if you have a module and somebody clicks on the link in your module on your Rachel, index.html file will be evaluated, and what is in that file will get loaded. So we'll be looking at the HTML file, and that's really the key. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. And the first thing I'd like to do is show you, if you click, this is the content of the HTML file that Jeremy set out, that we're looking at without any modification. And if you take a look, you see at the top, we've got a little graphic. We could have, just to make it look nice, you can obviously add more graphics. Below that is a title to the page. And that's just text. And then notice that there's smaller text underneath, a description of content. Then we have a header, a subheader, and then we have our 3 links. And these links go to an MP3 audio file, an MP3 video file, and a PDF. And that's what we have. The other thing that I wanted to show you, if you look at the top in my browser, in my tab window, notice there's a title here, Browser tab.
Yes.
So what we're going to work on today is setting the Browser tab, a new graphic, modifying this text to be something interesting, and then modifying these hyperlinks to have a new description, and we'll understand how we make it so that when you click on one of these hyperlinks, such as this one, something comes up, and we can go back with it. So we're going to look at this, and then at the end, if we still have time or interest, I'll show you, we'll make 3 sections, this being the one section, a second, and a third. All right? So this is what the page we're going to be looking at. And now what I want to do is, this is what the browser will display having interpreted the index.html file. Now switch over to this is what the text looks like.
Okay.
Okay, and please slow me down or ask questions and so forth. And what I want to do is we'll go through and try to understand how this basically corresponds to what we just saw in the browser. Okay, so notice, well, I'm going to start with this HTML tag, which happens to be called HTML. And if you look at it, you can probably guess that we're setting it to the language to be English. Okay? It's already going to be set. You're not going to have to worry about it at this point. But the point I want to make is, notice this tag, and down below at the bottom, there's a corresponding tag with a /HTML. Notice in both cases, they're enclosed in brackets, opening and closing brackets. And this says that between the top, between this tag and this tag, it's all going to be HTML. And in general, every HTML tag will have an opening tag and a closing tag. All right?
Yes.
Now, the next one is a little more esoteric. This is the head, and this is just basically information that's needed. But again, notice that there's a head tag, and then there's a closing head tag. And inside this, and notice we can see it's inside because the 2 head tags enclose it, and the rest of it stylistically is indented. We have other stuff. We have a meta tag, which is setting the character set. Okay. We have style, and this has some stuff, color, background color, and so forth. This is where we can start working on this later to make it more appealing or change, do whatever we want. So the one here is called title, and if you notice that there's it's closed off right here, and this has the browser tab name, which we saw up in the browser. Okay?
Yes, I just have a question there.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
when you put the title tag on the head, it means that it will be on the tab.
That's correct.
But if you put the title on the body, it will be on the body. It will
Yeah,
be on the screen.
I thought there was
on
the
the
insurance.
on your page.
Well, okay. So there's a little bit of nomenclature
I think John emailed it to you.
that we have.
I don't have email.
This HTML title
Do you know how to log into your Frank at work possible?
to the tab. Okay.
Yes.
So when we change this, only the tab will change. All right. Now,
Okay.
we'll look in a couple seconds at how we change the content and maybe what you might think of as the title or the presentation of the name of the tab. Okay. So if you give me, so what we're going to do, what I'd like to do is walk through the rest of it and then see if I've answered your question. How about that?
Okay. Let's continue.
Yeah. Okay. So we've gone through, and I mean, at this point, we've looked at the title. We're ignoring style pretty much and head. So so right now we've stepped past this code section. We know it's ending because we've got the slash head terminating tag. Next,
Okay.
we see body. And the body is actually what's in the body of the HTML page. What we're going to see. Notice body and then the ending tag. So in here is our stuff for the body.
Okay.
All right. The
Yes.
first under here we have. Let me come back to IMG for a second. H1, it refers to a header, the highest in the category of headers, meaning generally the biggest text you can have. And here's where your confusion may have come from, Jacqueline. Notice it's called a title to the page.
Okay. And how do you make it big? How do you make it big?
Okay, so let's go back. I'm going to go back to the browser and notice right now that the H1, a title to the page, is right here. This is the corresponding.
Yes. How come it became big than other headings?
Now let's look at H2. H2 right down here is called header. Okay?
Yes.
Now let's see what header is. Notice header is smaller. So H1 is the biggest, H2 is next, and then H3 right here, subheader.
How do I get to that?
Okay.
Jacqueline, so kind of by definition, H1 means bigger, and H2 means smaller, and H3 means even smaller.
Thank you. You can go H1 to H6.
So, and John, you could
you
could change it to H2, and you could see that the text will get smaller if he does that. Instead of H1, if he changes it to H2, it'll get smaller.
Okay. So here's this kind of stuff we're going to do all day. That's a great idea, Jeremy. I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this from H1 to H4. How about that?
Yes. Let's do that.
And then here's the closer for that, H4. All right. Now what I'm going to do is save this, save my change. All right. Now go back to here and let's reload this page. Oh, you know what? I'm probably not on the right page. Okay. So here's one of the, excuse me.
Okay.
I've loaded the wrong one. Let me find out where I put it. Which one am I editing? Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. This is
Okay.
this okay.
Mm.
This is the one I should have been showing.
I have understood now. Yes.
Okay, so let's turn now. What we're going to do is let's turn it back to H1.
H1 here,
Right.
and he was changing that to H4. So what I did is I clicked edit. I right clicked and I clicked
Don,
edit.
can I ask another basic
I just
question?
It'll show you the
I may have just missed it, but how did you get the HTML to open in the text edit to begin with?
Oh, good question. Okay, so we're actually.
Okay.
I'm just walking through, but what you could do is two ways to do it. You can either like on the I think in both systems, if you use the left mouse button, it says open. If you click on here, let me show you on the Mac.
Okay.
Real quick. All right. So I want to open this. If I do the control,
From the file name.
and you can go. Sorry about my manual dexterity here. You can open with, and it'll give you a list of things.
Okay.
And notice text editors there. If you're using Windows, Notepad works pretty well. So,
And John, maybe real quick, I can do it on a Windows machine just so we have it.
sure.
I'm trying to figure out how to take over the screen sharing.
And I've just opened it and it's showing me what looks more like the module, not the HTML. It says it.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says it's locked. I don't know if that's an issue, but I'm trying to open the file that you sent me. And yeah, it just says, I don't see any of the HTML code, but maybe there's I'm not very experienced. It's been a while since yeah.
Can I advise you? Maybe you can download Notepad++. If you download that, yes,
okay.
it is the best way to edit these HTML codes.
Okay.
It's very simple, yeah. Because this one you won't be sure if you have missed some characters and something like that. So that one, it tells you even if something is wrong, it shows you like you have not completed it well. This line is not clear. So it's very useful. And they have got, program for they have got, the application for Windows and for Mac. Yeah.
Jacqueline, that's a great idea. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I've taken over the screen share, and this will be a nice Windows example as well. So I'm downloading. I'm going to Notepad++, and I can click on the main website here. And this is a very common tool. And what it does is, like Jacqueline mentioned, it colors the different HTML. So like the things like the opening tag and the closing tag are very obvious. And so I'm just clicking this download link here.
Yeah.
And there's a big download button here, which should also work for you. And this should download quickly for those of us with strong internet connections.
Mm.
Okay, I tell you what. While we're doing that, you want to just I'll run through the rest of the tags, and then we can actually get started working.
Yeah, that'd be great. So you can take it back if you want to do that, John.
Okay, how do I take it back? It says.
Oh, in the bottom right of your screen, if you scroll down, it should say Jeremy is presenting, and you can ask to present. And I've clicked the stop button, so maybe that makes it even easier.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I resume my presentation. Okay. Okay. Can you see my Can you see my screen again?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So we've looked at. There's H1. Notice there's also the P, which is basically a paragraph.
John, actually, I can't see your screen. I see you.
Oh.
Yeah, same.
I think Jacqueline was still seeing my screen.
No, I'm seeing the screen, the screen with the lines.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah, the HTML, yes.
That's so weird.
Okay. Let me.
Is there in the bottom right? Is there something that says present now, John?
Yeah, I just did that. I just stopped sharing. I'm going to present now. I'm just, okay.
There we go.
Okay. All right. Okay. So the other one, there's a paragraph, which is just basically text. And then the last, well, a couple more. Down here is this UL tag and its terminating tag. This is for basically what's called an unnumbered list on UL. And this is where inside here, notice that inside we've got 3 lines that are list items. So this is basically defining a 3-member bulleted list. All right? And if we go back to our browser, you can see here are the 3, here's the 3 items in the bulleted list.
Just want to quickly welcome Jim Miller from our advisory board is joining us as well. Hi, Jim. I think you've got yourself muted, but I hope you can hear us.
Hi, Jim. This is John Walker. Hope you can hear us okay, or hear me okay. And before we leave the web page, notice that I've sort of got a section here called starting with subheader, and then my 3 items. And here's that group together. The subheader, and then the definition of my unnumbered list and my 3 items. We're going to be modifying this and copying this a little bit later. So that's sort of cool. Last thing I want to show you is notice that there's something here that starts with this and ends with this. And it's a whole bunch of verbiage that is below our subheader in this code, but doesn't show up. Why? Because these are what this text are comments, and it means you can put notes in your code to remind yourself what you're doing or remind other people what you're doing, but they won't show up. Okay? And again, remember, we terminate our code with the body terminator and the HTML terminator, all right? So that's a run through of the code. And I'm going to go back to the PDF. And we've gone through this section. Just basically going through the different tags. You can keep this for reference or as we go through. And now I want, before we actually do some coding, and I'm going to keep this really short because I know you're tired of me talking, is one of the things about HTML code is you need to be careful where you place things. Notice right here, I have this is an example of a paragraph tag. Notice that the code right here, place your code here. This is what will show up. Notice that it's inside the brackets. So you want to make sure you avoid something like this one, or anything where your code actually isn't cleanly inside. Because HTML is going to say, oh, wait a second, here's a terminating bracket, and this is stuff, I'm confused. Or in this case, we didn't put it in this example here, it's not inside the brackets at all. The other one that'll catch you, and I promise it will someday in your life, if you do this very often, is you'll forget to put the closing bracket. And in some cases that'll work, but many cases it'll generate a whole bunch of confusion. Last note is we haven't talked about it yet, but in some cases, we have to enclose text inside quotation marks. And when you do that, make sure they're inside the quotation marks and that your beginning one and your ending one are the same, not a single and then a double or something like that. So
I have a question there.
yeah.
There are moments that if you put, for this case, you have put the PDF document in there, but there are moments that you want to put another link in there, and the link maybe it's inside another folder. So if you put those slash file slash HTML, index.html, is there an effect if you remove that the quotation mark?
Yes.
In the beginning, it won't affect if you remove the quotation mark in the beginning, because I've seen, I've seen the HTML document without that, and still things are working fine. If you are putting the link.
Okay.
Have you got my question?
Okay. I'm going to go over here and show. Let me show you an example right here. See, we're going to look at this line right here, okay?
Yes.
And I skipped over remember this is an anchor. I skipped over that. Notice that it seems to be, it refers to an MP3 file whose name is sales.mp3. Okay?
Yes.
So telling in this case, this sales.mp3 file is in the same folder as your HTML file.
Okay.
Now, let's say that, and this is actually one of the extra exercises. Let's say that I had a subfolder called contents, and I put all of my data files in there. So if I typed,
Hey, Mustafa. Sorry.
if I type this and saved it and reloaded, what it's telling HTML is to find the folder called contents, and inside there, look for this file.
Okay.
Okay. But notice.
So when you remove the opening quotation mark, will it affect?
Well, let's see what. Okay, I'm going to, since I don't have the contents yet, let's just do this. What happens if I do this? Let's see. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'll go up here and save this. And now go, is this the right? Okay. All right. Now let's see when I reload what happens. See, I try to click on it and it's confused. Mm-hmm. Now let me go back and let me put this in. I'll do a save. Go over to Safari. I'm going to reload it. And there it is. So you could, in fact, when I made that change, when I took that out, the browser itself didn't display anything differently, but it just couldn't, it was confused about where the file was.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Good.
Just want to jump in. I think Mustafa has joined us from Ghana. Mustafa, I hope you can hear us okay.
Okay. Okay, so what I'd like to do, what I am going to do, is we'll go back to the instructions. And what we're going to do, and I'll just show you the first example, and then I think we'll just let you guys work on it until you have questions. So in point number 5, in your text editor, find the title tag in the index.html file. All right, and its contents say browser tab name. And we're going to change it to my first module. All right, I'll show you that. Then we're going to save it, refresh our browser, and see if it works. So right up here, I'm going to change this. All right, so, and notice I'm inside my 2 title tags.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to save it. I'll do it up here. Now I'll go to the browser. Okay. Now and I'm going to refresh it. So after I do my edit, I need to refresh the browser to say, hey, read it again. And notice at the very top here, it's hard to see, it now says my first module. Okay? And that's what we put right here.
Okay.
Okay? So what I'd like you guys to do is just do that. So you're going to have to be able to, I just realized I may have shared this without giving you permission to edit it. But so if you're having trouble, we'll have to let me know. So open the index.html file in your text editor and make that change, and then double click on the index.html file, and a browser should come up. And save your change here in the text editor, refresh your browser, and see if your change is made. Okay?
I have to admit, I am not able to get it to open because it says it's locked. I don't know if it's just me. I'm using a Mac and I'm trying to open it in text editor.
Okay. Did you get it from the Google Drive share, or did you get it from the link that I sent?
I did not get it from Google Drive. I got it from the link that you sent.
Huh.
Could that be different?
I don't know. It shouldn't be. What folder do you have it open on your Mac?
Let's see. So I've got, I guess it's all in my downloads folder. And I'm just clicking on the index.html, open with text edit. And what I get is a locked version of what you're showing. So I can't edit the HTML.
Okay. So I'll tell you what, give me a second, Nicole.
Okay. Maybe it's just me. If everyone else is working, then feel free to move along and I can figure it out later.
Mustafa, Frank, are you able to get to it okay?
I'm entering it right now.
Good, okay. Let me see.
Nicole, did you download the file? Was it a zip file?
Right here.
Yes.
My
Did
first
you
one.
unzip it?
So you're doing okay.
Title.
I believe so. Let me check.
If you open it up,
I opened
if you
it.
open up the zip and just as a
Do I get rid
preview
of
and
this?
try to
Maybe.
it won't let you.
Oh, that's true. A preview did show up. Thank you so much, Steve.
Okay.
Let me try
A
that.
good way to know is
Yeah.
that there's
That
almost
works.
always, like, you see how there's this title?
Yeah.
And then there's
Ah,
slash means it's the
same
end of
thing.
the title.
Mm-hmm.
You should always kind of have something like that around your text.
Okay.
So like even
I
here where you have like this opening H1, and
Mhm.
you have some text, you have a closing H1.
Got you.
And so like where you had that extra text, there was no kind of opening or closing. Which
But this is right now.
yeah, it's correct now.
So I go File, Save.
Yes.
Then I go to my browser.
I'm still having the same problem. It's still saying it's locked even after I've unzipped the file.
So is this
You may have a permissions issue on your
I
Mac.
wrote my first browser.
Huh.
Nicole,
Okay.
do
Yeah.
you have like your, another place in your home folder where you have stuff?
Okay, documents, EN, simple module, index.
Another place in my home folder. I've just saved it to my desktop for the moment, just to
Got it.
unzip
Okay.
it.
So
Okay, let's try it in the
this
desktop.
here is
Mhm.
is confusing. It's the title to the browser tab name. So what we'll
Yeah.
actually notice
The
is
desktop doesn't work
where
either.
you put in my first module.
Yeah, that's what he wanted us to do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, up there.
So I did it.
Yeah,
Okay.
perfect. Look at you.
Okay, Jacqueline, how are you?
I got it to work, by the way.
Good. Jacqueline, how are you? Did you get it to work?
She's muted. I don't know if she can hear us.
Okay.
Is anyone else able to?
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can hear
Oh, now we
you.
hear you. Yep.
Yeah, I got the tab. It says my first module.
Great. How about you, Jacqueline? You okay?
Yes.
Got it? Okay. Mustafa, are you with us? Do you want,
Mustafa's muted. I'm
okay.
not sure if he can hear us.
So what I want to do now is let's go to the next instruction. The next one will be, okay, and then we'll do a couple more and then I'll let you go. Item 6, there's an IMG tag, and IMG is for an image. And in there, we can see that the image source is set to something called flag.pgn. This is a file. PGN is a graphics format, okay? And that identifies that flag that we see. This flag here. So we're going to change that. So what I want you to do is go inside and notice that, again, this image, we have inside the image this within the source equals, there's double quotes with this. We're going to change this file name to read wp.pg. So if I'm going to do it in mine, I'm just going to put wp.pg. I'm going to save it. And I'm going to reload my browser. So just do that one and see what you get. Okay?
Okay.
Where's that on the notepad?
Okay. So it'd be right, this line right here.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right. See it now.
Yeah.
Smoking.
Frank is cranking. Frank's going to be our new tech guy over here. We're not gonna need anyone else. Frank's going to be a one-man show.
Yeah, right.
Okay, Jacqueline, how are you?
Yes.
Good.
I am fine.
Good. And did you change the graphic successfully?
Not yet.
Okay. I don't want to leave anyone behind.
That's a good Marine.
Yeah. Okay. Jacqueline, let us know when if you have any troubles or if you've done it successfully.
Oh, okay. I'll let you know. We can still continue as I'm working on.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the next one will be the line below the H1, and we're going to change this text right there. We're going to change this H1 tag to read my first module. So again, you're going to change this text right inside here. Okay? So make the change, save the file, refresh your browser.
Okay.
Cool.
Got it?
Yep.
Mustafa, are you following okay?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And have you made,
I'm following.
Okay. Hey, are you making the changes okay? Or just?
I'm making it.
Good. So I will just assume, unless I hear that there's a question, that everything is okay. All right.
Okay, let's continue. Yeah.
All right. Jacqueline, is that okay?
Yes, right now everything is okay, yeah.
You got your flag, you got the world possible image in?
Yes.
Good. All right. So now number 8, we're going to change the P tag to read, this module is for training purposes. Right here. That's what we're going to change. And it's going to go right in here. And notice the P tag. So just change the content, save it.
Sorry, at that time you said we have to change the flag. Instead of the flag PNG, we have to write WP, right?
WP.png, yeah.
Okay. But we have that photo, or
We do.
we just change?
It's in the files that I gave you.
Okay.
All right. Works out.
So you change also the pixel, 300.
You don't have to change that. No, just change the flag to flag.png to capital W, capital P.png.
Okay, so we have to leave it at 80.
Leave what? So at this point, we have the width of 300 px.
We should work it at 300, eh?
Yeah. And if you want later, you can change. You can change that value to see how it changes the file. How it looks.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm a little bit behind. The description, you said we have just to change to anyhow.
Okay. So which one?
A description, that's PP, paragraph.
Yeah, just a description of the contents. If you look on the text, you could change that to this module is
for teaching.
Okay.
Is for training purposes.
Or anything you'd like.
Hey, I'm really excited. I finally figured out how to edit my HTML. It was
cool.
in case anyone ever has this problem. It was a setting in text edit under preferences. It says you have to check a box that says display HTML files as HTML code instead of formatted text.
Okay.
So
Okay,
anyhow,
great.
we can, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, number 9, we're going to change the text header to learning content. So in this right here, this H2, header 2, we're going to change where it says header. I'd like you to change it to learning content.
Okay.
Just go through the steps.
Just a reminder, we should not forget to save.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's one of the things that that'll happen more than once.
Thank you.
And then let's change H3 to learning materials.
This is so fun.
Yes, and it's so simple.
Yeah. Now I'm really liking this.
Okay. When we go to the next step, I want to make sure everybody's with us. So, so I'll give you. So, Nicole, have you changed your H3 tag?
Yes, I think I'm all caught up. Yes.
Jacqueline, are you okay?
Yes.
Mustafa? Okay, I'll assume so. And by the way, I'm not testing you. I just want to make sure that I won't lose you.
Yes.
Good. And everything's worked so far. All right. Now we're going to go down and look at our our bulleted list. Now we've got this. We're not going to worry too much about the UL and the UL. This defines the list itself, and this LIs each list item. Now, one of the things that's interesting is notice inside our LI, we have an anchor tag, right? And that's really special. You guys should be really excited about this. But notice at the end of it, we close with our close anchor, but then we close out with the line to say this is the end of the line, and then we have this additional tag, which is a line break, saying go to the new line. We're forcing that in. But what's cool is all of a sudden you got all of this HTML code that maybe makes some sense to you. Okay? Inside here, we've got, and this we were talking to Jacqueline about this. This anchor has two pieces. The href, or the HTML reference, this is saying, I want this file, sales.mp3, I want this loaded when clicked on this is what makes the hyperlink. This description of the audio file sales HTML3 is what we display in the browser. So if you see here in our browser, excuse me, oops. If you see here that description of audio file MP3, that is right here. So I want you to change this to something different. Okay?
Okay.
Just change that, save it, and then reload your browser.
Cool.
Okay, and so you'll get some, yours will look different than mine, right? Now click on it. And you should get, okay?
Yes.
All right. Now, we also notice the next two lines are very similar. They have the href referring to a file. This one's an MP4, and here's a PDF. So what I want you to do is change the description in both the MP4 and the PDF. Don't change the file, the href description. Okay? Make the changes, save it, reload. And then verify that your links work.
Okay. So there's no need to put that .pdf or .mp3 for.
No, that's just what we're showing in the browser.
Yes, that would. So it's not important.
Right. In fact, I'd say stylistically, it's somewhat better. Most users don't know, many users wouldn't know what an MP4 file is anyway.
Yes.
Just call it a video file. This is my first video file, or this is, the, Math 7 lesson 1 video, or something like that. Okay. Did everybody make the changes successfully?
Yes.
Yep.
Frank?
Yep.
Good. Mustafa, Mustafa? Good?
Yeah. Good.
Okay. All right. Do we still have time to go to the next section?
Yes.
Yeah, fine with me.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to continue. I'm trying to keep this as brief as possible. We're going to be reviewing this. We're going to go through this part 2. And I've told you to copy your file. We're going to ignore this first step. All right. But what I would like to do is have you open a folder window. And okay. And I want to, inside the folder, we're going to see we've got the index.html. And notice that we've got, here's that WP PNG file. Notice we've got we should have 3 MP3 files. Yeah. We've got 3 MP3 files, 3 MP4 files, and we've got 1, 2, 3 PDF files. Okay. Everybody see that okay?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do something that we're going to set up so that we have 3 sections like this, and we're going to create an audio file section, a video file section, and a text section, and put links to 3 MP3s, 3 MP4s, and 3 PDFs in each one. Okay? Give you a little.
Okay.
Everybody with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a little shortcut here, and remember that our list is defined right here, and we have a header file that sort of defines the top, tells us what it is. What I am going to do, we're going to copy from this closing UL all the way up to the H3, the header 3 file. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste it above that end of that. Notice now that I've got 2 versions of this, right? Excuse me, that was not what I wanted to do.
Where did you paste it again?
Just below. Just
Below? Okay.
yeah. And then what I want to do is I'm going to paste it again. Make sure that you paste it above the /body tag. All right?
All right.
Then let's save that and reload our browser. Make sure we get everything works.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow. Yeah.
I have it showing twice, but not a third time.
Okay. Make sure that, take a look and make sure that it's inside the body.
Okay. I think I can fix it.
Yeah, or make sure you have, make sure you have 3 copies.
All right. I think that was my mistake.
Okay, here's one. Here's one. Here's 2. Here's 3.
Okay, I got it.
Good. Jacqueline, we're good?
Yeah, I'm going on. Yeah.
Okay.
John, I have one that it's a little bit indented.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Yeah, I got 2 straight away, and then the third one indented in.
Exactly the same.
Okay. You mean indented in the text editor?
Right here. I pasted these 2 and
The
then
module is showing
indented.
learning materials and the list below all indented one, but I probably just copied something wrong here. Let me just check.
Is it from this here?
So John, we're actually at the above the closing body tag. Everyone has 2 closing UL tags. So the third list.
All right. So thank you. Okay. So you want to make sure that each one.
We need to move it.
Okay.
So you see how he has a closing. So you have the starting UL tag here. This opens it, and then this closing one is here. You need to move that closing one up there.
Gotcha.
So because when you have one opening one, you have a list within a list.
So put that right here.
Yep. And now you have one of them down here.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
You can delete that. Keep going. There you go. And now save it.
Did it? Oh,
Nope.
it just this one, the learning material.
Yeah.
But this did.
Yeah. So. The UL, you see you put it beneath the next header. It needs to go above the learning materials.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I'm good. I fixed it.
Okay. All right. Okay. And you loaded it and came up with the 3?
Yes. I've got 3.
Cool.
No more indents.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, what I want to, let's go to instruction. We're going to work on it. Okay. So if you go to the first one of your list, okay, so if you go to the first H3 in your list here, we want to create one called audio learning materials. So let's change this to read audio. Okay. Let's change the second H3 to video and the third to text. All right, make those changes, do a save, and reload.
Cool.
Okay. Okay. Jacqueline, how are we?
Yes, I'm very fine.
Good.
Video.
Video learning, text What?
One for audio, we change to audio, another one to video, and another one to
Text. T-E-X-T. All right. Are we ready to go to the next part?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay.
I got one issue.
Okay.
See, I did audio, video, text.
Okay.
But let me go up here. Oh, there it goes. It took. All good.
All right. Let's go to the first section. All right. Here's our audio materials. This is H3. And let's look at this first line of the first item. Excuse me. And notice that we're referring to sales.mp3. That's an audio file. And you've already changed the description. You've got a description here. Now, the second line here, that's actually referring to a video file, an MP4 file. We're going to need to change that. So I have in here, I've included a couple more files. So what I want you to do is change the second example to read this one should read applause. .mp3, and this is going to, I could put a description here. Applause audio. Okay, doesn't have to be fancy. The next one would read surf MP3.
Are you editing your video or audio learning materials right now?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
No worries.
Okay.
I just started doing the same thing. That's how I noticed.
Okay. Serve. And applause.
Someone has a lot of noise in the background.
Yeah.
Whoever that is, would you mind muting when you're not talking?
So notice I changed this to. There we go.
Wow.
I got it. It actually works.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to make it surf. Oops, spelling counts. I'm going to save it. and then when you click on it, you get the applause, you get the surf. All right. Jacqueline, you got that? Or how are you? I think she's muted.
I'm going on well, but I think maybe you're going very fast than
Okay.
than my speed. Yes.
I'm in no hurry.
So the MP3 is for audio.
Yeah.
Yes.
I tell you what, we'll just make sure everybody's here. So again, I changed, the first one was already an MP3 audio file. The second, this is one that I provided you, so you just say, put in for the applause. And the third one is called Surf MP3. And then you can put just your own description here. It can be as simple as that. So take a look, and then we'll just take a pause here until let you guys catch up a little bit.
That sounds great.
Okay.
This is wonderful, John. Thank you so much. I'm all caught up, so I'm going to step away from my computer for a minute.
Okay, great.
Take a 2-minute break, but I'll be right back.
I'll take a couple-minute break myself.
Okay.
I'll still be here if you have questions or interesting jokes.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
John,
Yes.
I've got a question.
Okay.
But it might be out of what we're doing right now.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to know how can we link a website, maybe somebody's blog online.
Okay.
I want to take it to Rachel, just like how it looks like.
Okay. So basically what you do, instead of the file name, you put in the URL link.
Okay.
I tell you what, let me, after we're finished or later, I'll show you an example. I want to keep it really simple, but if you just put in the http://www blah 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 blah.com in quotes,
Yes.
then it'll link. When you click on it, that link will go to that URL.
Okay, but now I want it to be used by people who don't have, access to internet.
Okay, so that's the one of the issues we have. Is so then usually what I do is I download the materials so that I have it locally. So let's say it's a video file. Let's say it's a video file from a training or something like that. I'll download the video to a local, so it's on the local to the hard disk. So it's like an MP4 file.
Jacqueline, so kind of what John is saying is like that's a workaround. If you can just find, the videos or the PDFs that you want, you download them and make a module.
Yeah.
If you want to have like those fancy modules, which we make that have like a full copy of the website, that's very technical. It's very difficult. And so Steve does them here in America, and they take 1 to 2 weeks to make. So
Even to do the Wikipedia, it will be similar.
Sorry, say that again.
Difficult. Wikipedia for Swahili.
So Wikipedia is actually easy for us to do. We can do that really quickly. There's a couple of other companies that make offline content available. and Wikipedia is one of them. So they make it so it's really easy, and we can have a separate tutorial on how to do that. And then most websites don't make their copies available, but Wikipedia makes their stuff available and a couple other groups. And so those are easy, but it's still another tutorial. It's fairly complicated and outside the scope of this.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I thought maybe it would just be the linking of those, when you want to save a copy of a website, you click save this, and it saves, and you can open when you don't have internet. Now I thought that could work.
No, I wish. Maybe one day. Yeah, maybe one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Maybe someday. Maybe we'll build that tool.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I think break is over. What we're going to do now is edit the text, the video learning materials, and the text learning materials. And notice that on yours, I screwed up mine. The second file you have sales.mp3, parallelogram.mp4, and a heartbreakaway.pdf. We're going to change. I want you to change the first and third one to examples I have listed in the training materials. So the first one is going to be sample video MP4. So what you can do is we're going to put that as the first example in here. Make sure if you're cutting and pasting like I did, you do it correctly. And then you can say that this is what I call the rabbit video. All right. So again, under the video learning materials, we're going to change this to okay. And the third one is going to be small.mp4, and it's the toy video.
John.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I missed some of the characters in this coding for the video, which was holding the heading of H3, the video learning material. Then I was missing I don't know how it is called, but the opening tag of H3. Okay. But everything was showing. There was no problem. It was just showing it the character was showing itself on the web page. Now I'm wondering, like, it did not, like, maybe it did not corrupt the whole document.
That's one of the issues. So let's see if we can. Okay. So, by the way, people, this is somewhat what your next part will look like. We want the 3 MP3 files and a little description. So, if you would make the changes for this part, I'll see Jacqueline and I can go and see what we can troubleshoot. So tell me again, Jack. So which section has been issues?
Yes. Before I thought if we are missing any kind of characters, if we miss, I mean, we do any kind of error in writing the tag, that will make us not be able to see that page when we load it.
Correct. Yes.
Now I made an error on the H3 heading 3.
Uh-huh.
And in the opening tag of heading 3, I missed H and that the opening tag. So but it showed, the page showed in there. It's just that the heading was having that, the missing, I mean, it was showing the other thing as a writing.
That's correct. So
yeah, it is showing as a title, part of the title.
Right. So if the HTML, if you're missing tags, will, depending on what's missing, sometimes it will show okay in one browser or one platform and not another. Sometimes it will just turn everything upside down, like issues with people because they didn't have the closing UL tag, things were indented. And sometimes it's just okay. So the recommendation is to make sure that you have everything, compacted correct. But sometimes you're lucky. Sometimes they're working as is. Okay?
I have a strange issue.
Okay.
So everything looks okay on the page, and 2 of the videos play just fine, but the rabbit video only plays the audio of the rabbit video when I click on it. And I've tested the rabbit video just directly from the folder, and it works fine, and that's how I know it's the same audio. But it's just, for some reason, the audio is not popping up on my screen. I don't know if it's an HTML issue or if it's like my computer issue, not rendering it properly.
Steve, do you have an idea?
I'm getting the sound too, by the way.
Oh, just sound? Okay.
Not the video.
You're not getting video? Huh. Let me know which one is it. Hey. Well, maybe it's
They get an MP4 file and then they play it in the web browser and no video shows up, like the audio is okay.
This is really good, though. It gives us an opportunity to see how you fix this sort of thing.
Yes.
that's what I get.
Yeah, that's what I got when I clicked on the video file directly from the folder you sent us, but not what I get when in my Rachel module. It just plays the audio and no video.
Huh.
Let me try something.
And it looks like this.
Description of a rabbit.
Oh, I know that video. It might be that you're, so that's a 4K video. I don't know if 4K is limited in any part of this on some of these laptops. That's a 4K video.
But the video itself still plays. What's the video called? Sample video?
In today's lesson,
If you open up the Windows Media Player, the video is fine. It's the, I don't know if it's the setting in the browser to allow 4K or some browser setting that's default that hasn't been changed. I don't know. But if you play just a regular video in that browser, it'll probably work. It's just that it's 4K.
Yeah, the toy one works.
Yeah, the toy one's not a 4K. Okay. Don't ask me how I know that video is 4K.
Yeah. So I don't know the exact answer to why that's happening, but the video is in a very, very high resolution, and something about the browser is not accepting that high resolution. You know, in general, we want to compress videos so they're not in such a high resolution. It's in 4K, but I don't know why. We'll have to look into that and figure out why the 4K videos aren't playing in the browser.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know. Thank you.
Okay. So, but did the other two play okay?
Yep.
You go?
I do.
Okay. Mustafa,
Yeah.
did you get your videos to play?
No. My video is not playing.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. So what? Let's take a look at. So take a look at my example here with the video. So did you in your when you open your browser, do you see the new the new names for the videos like I have here?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's look at the href line part right here. Let's make sure that you've got it. Okay. Href equals, make sure it's that you have the correct name inside the quotes. Okay, and then also make sure you saved your text file and reloaded.
Okay.
Okay. Could you, Mustafa, can you try the other two to see if they play?
Okay. I'm trying it up.
Okay, good.
Thanks.
All right. And while Mustafa is bringing that up, let's look at the last section we want to look at today. The last section is going to be for PDF files. So in this section, we're going to change the first and second entries right here and here to refer to PDF files that are provided you, and they're right here, Rainbird and things I know.pdf. So if you've got your video file, if you've got your video going, go ahead and make the change so that you refer to PDF. Right here and here. Okay. Okay, and please advise me how you do it. Okay, so when you've got that going, let me know if you've got your PDFs running as well.
All good.
So, okay,
Yeah,
Frank,
got the text all
something?
done.
Okay, so Mustafa, did you get your video going? Okay, and Jacqueline, how are you doing? Is Jacqueline on mute?
I'm saying the unzip, my unzip program expired. So
Oh.
when I was trying to unzip, I had to unzip online. So I unzip online, but the videos did not go through. They just have limited MBs.
Okay.
So I was missing some videos. So right now I've just downloaded a new one. So I'm working on that.
Okay, great. I'm not pushing or anything. I just want to make sure that, you know, I have everybody's working successfully.
Okay.
So, Frank,
Yes, sir.
I think this is as far as I'm going to go today because I have to be out of here in about 20 minutes. I had another another activity below, which is basically one of the questions that Jacqueline asked.
Yes.
And that's basically putting all the content files in a different folder, and then you have to change the reference in the href to refer to the new
Okay.
folder.
And that's to place it on Rachel?
No, this would be let's go back and I'll show you.
Or that's just capturing all your material into one folder? Gotcha.
Right. So, yeah, and then, but if you move, so I have everything, all the, like the MP3s, the MP4s, and the PDFs, and anything else, you could put that in a folder called content. And then what you have to do in each of these right here is you have to put the fact that now they're in content.
Oh, okay. You have to put the name of the folder it's in.
Right. And I mean, you could be several levels down or anything else like that. But and that's actually that's when I do the modules, I tend to do it that way, so all the content or the data is separate.
Okay.
So it's just a little cleaner. And if you really wanted to be organized, you could put videos in one folder. You could even have content / videos / and then have there, anything else like that.
Yeah,
that sounds really good.
Yeah, and then the last piece is just some best practices.
Okay. I see.
That basically, besides some of the specifics about graphic size and so forth that Steve's helped me with, is you want to keep it simple, and you want to keep it small. Just because if you start loading, like we saw, high level, high-end videos or something like that, not only do some browsers may not be able to play it, but you're going to take more and more space on the server. So that's the essence of today.
This is awesome, John. I had one final question, which is, once we get our Rachel module exactly as we want it, how do we get it onto Rachel?
I'll let Steve talk about that.
Okay. Just a quick overview.
So that's probably another session in itself. We could do it. It would take maybe 20 minutes. But the issue with doing it live is that in order to do it, we need to get offline. So I might just make a separate video for that and then have you guys ask me questions, and then I can answer them on like the forums. Is that okay? Take that as a yes.
Uh-oh. Seems like we froze.
I think we froze. Oh no, the whole recording video is here. That's not good.
Thank God it happened at the end.
Right? Yeah.
What do you want to do? You can use my computer.
I don't do you have like a login to it? Let me see.
Can you?
Thank you, John.
Hey, yeah, thanks, John. Sorry, I think our computer locked up, which is.
Thanks everyone for coming together. This is really fun. I hope we can do this again soon, and it's great to see everyone.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Sorry, our computer locked up, so.
Yeah, I hope you just get it. Got the baby back with me. Awesome. All right.